Zedfam, hello! Guess what? Yesterday we got a little announcement. They are working on a third Horizon game. Yes, more adventures from Aloy. This is very, very cool. Considering we've had Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West, Horizon Call of the Mountain. Still yet to have a go at that at my mate Dave's house, but it looks so good. Now we also have the Horizon Burning Shores DLC, which, as I'm reliably informed, is very, very good, and I can't wait to have a go of it, but money's a bit tight right now, but eventually I will. And now we get told we're getting another mainline extension game to the series. This is fantastic, because I absolutely adore the Horizon games. I really do. I think Aloy is fantastic. The world is brilliant. It's a little bit of schlocky, kind of, a little bit silly sci-fi. It's not too serious, but there's good story potential. It's everything a guy like me would want. I like an action game. I like a story game. I do like a single player focus. And the idea.
Know that this Thursday is the live Q&A stream for hitting 600 subscribers. Come along and see ultimate power.
And the ideas brought about through, this post-apocalyptic world, that's already been trying to have two other apocalypses, apocalypti? I don't know. Within its own confines of its own story, it's just fascinating. And the allegories between then and now, with like the companies and the dinosaurs and the other robo beasts and the different places on the map and the different societies, and they're looking at our past, our future as their past, and it's just brilliant. But let's talk about not Assassin's Creed, about Horizon Forbidden West, or whatever you want to call it, its third iteration. Caution, going from this point on, there will be spoilers as it pertains to Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West. So if you haven't played those games, this is your warning. Jump out now. I don't want you to. I'd love you to stay to the end of my videos, as every YouTuber out there. We always want you to stay to the very, very end, so you get all the juicy goodness of YouTube. But I don't want to spoil the game for you. So if you feel that if you get spoiled by anything I might say, then for your own peace of mind, you are allowed to leave the video if you so wish to. Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You've had your warning. Okay, guys. So, I think one of the most important things we can discuss as far as Aloy's adventures moving forward is Alva. Now, Alva was the character that had sailed across the ocean, now we reckon from Europe, which probably means either mainland Europe or the UK. Now, I would like to think, considering her uber polite nature and all the rest of it, that they were probably hinting at the UK. Which would mean it would be kind of fun if Aloy was to get on a boat and travel there. And apparently, from what little I have seen of Burning Shores, there are boats available, and the controllable boats available using machine technology. So, there's a chance we could take Aloy on a trip across the Atlantic, to see what that far-flung future's UK is like. Could be interesting. Now, obviously, that would mean, considering the sizes of the map we have, and that the third Horizon game would be solely PS5, which means taking entirely the capabilities of the PS5 in hand, as we have seen with the Burning Shores. Burning Shores cannot be played on PS4 because they really went complete all out, and the PS4 can't do complete all out as far as Horizon games are concerned. By the way, do give me, I have a horrible cold. So, with that in mind, perhaps we'll get the entirety of the British Isles to discover, you know? Probably like come ashore in like, I don't know, somewhere in the bottom corner of England, like Cornwall or something. And you'll probably work your way up and work your way up and work your way up. And maybe, you know, eventually you'll find yourself in like, you know, Scotland and stuff. And, you know, maybe even there'll be a DLC for you to go to like France or Germany or something. Maybe even, you know, you'll make your way eventually to like the Large Hadron Collider. Who knows? Many interesting things afoot are possible within the Horizon franchise from this point. Then, of course, you have to take in some of the other characters. You know, we got our boys and girls from outer space, the returning original humans. So does that mean we're going to have some sort of going off-world and having a battle out there? Are we taking the fight to Mars? Is the fight, you know, or wherever it is they went? I think they went to Mars. They might have gone somewhere else. Or is the fight going to come down to Earth and there's going to be this gigantic battle of original humans versus the new humans? Like something out of you know, Avengers Endgame. There's just been two gigantic battles and, you know, Tilda and sort of Aloy and Aloy's close pals are sort of like marshalling the forces of their Earth against the forces of the past Earth. There's a lot to consider. Will there be a treaty? You know, will they find a way to make peace after so much bloodshed? It's like, will there be a critical flaw in the future, in the past future humans? Wow, it's like there's a lot to look forward to. But I think the things we could say most of all is, one, there will definitely be more and new machines. There will definitely be more technology discovered. I think we've probably seen all we're going to get from Ted Faro and from Elizabeth Sobek. I mean, there's going to be other people who were concerned with the Horizon project and other people from other companies who were doing other things in other governments, globally speaking, who are in the fight against the machines and all the rest of it. And maybe like other governments' ways of like preserving technology, preserving information, and maybe it'll be set like a couple of years later. You know, maybe not a complete jump off. Maybe there'll be a period of peace and get it settled down. And maybe there'll be like a movement to sort of re-educate humans. You know, so then people who are in the bigger cities, you know, like I don't know, like maybe the Sun King of Ad will have like educated more of his, will start an education process for his people, so they can start to understand the technology that came before and the world that came before. There's so many interesting ways this could go. Considering that Aloy has shared the technology of her focus with her pals, when that technology gets shared further and further and further, might they even start to build their own focuses with the help of like Tilda and stuff? There's so much scope, so much possibility, and it's probably at least 2-3 years away. I mean, chances are they were working on it from the beginning, because you had to know that when it came to the VR game and when it came to the DLC extension for the Burning Shores, they were working on that at the same time. Come on. And they kept on working on it, you know, while we were playing Horizon Forbidden West, and they were only ready to do those releases as they've done them. But no, there were no delays, they just came out when they came out. And I think this is a sustained, planned, executable plan that they've come out with. They're going to go, right, you've had this, now you get this, now you get that, and then probably in the next year or two, because I think they've been working on this all the way through, and there's already a lot of established stuff, you know, that they'll have a game ready within 2 to 3 years. And it's gonna be a mind blower. It's gonna be full on PS5 activated. It's gonna use every inch of the PS5. that we could get to at that point. I think there's still going to be lots of potential for the system for a good couple of years to come at least. Even past the next Horizon game. The only question that really remains when you get right down to it is, what will it be called? Will we call it something like Horizon Unknown Tomorrow? I like the sound of that. Or Horizon... Well, I tell you what. You typey down below. Let Zenblock know what you would title the next Horizon game. And why you would title it so. That's what I want from you guys. Get typing, get thinking. What would you call the next Horizon game? And if you get a good one, and I mean a really good one, then that is what I will call it from this point forward. And we'll keep a record of that. You, me, ZenFam, we'll keep a record of that, and whoever is correct will forever be lauded on the channel. And what's even better, right? I'll make this commitment right here, right now. If by some crazy chance that a person in the comments calls the title that Guerrilla Studios ends up actually using, right? If you actually come up with a title and they use it, you're getting a t-shirt from the Redbubble store. Whatever t-shirt you want from my Redbubble store, you will get. Because you are obviously some sort of gaming deity that is able to divine the future. And if that's the case, I want the lottery numbers off you. Okay guys, I just wanted to make this a quickie video to say I'm excited about the idea of a third Horizon game. I'm curious to know what you think. And yeah. Hashtag support Scottish YouTubers, and of course, as always, nae bother.